So, hello friends. We will be learning about Hadoop today, and we start with the introduction of Hadoop. Before that, let me introduce myself. My name is Anil, and I'm from Artec Solutions Private Limited. So, we can just start having the overview of Hadoop today, and then further there are sessions where we will be taking it into the in-depth practice knowledge. So before friends we start Hadoop, you must understand one thing that is very much in the trend today. Everywhere it is there in the. If you go to a Google, you will find this. If you go to a group discussion, you will find it. If you go to a larger conferences, you will find it. So what is that? Is big data. So the question is, what is big data? Big data is basically volume, velocity, and variety. So the data having so much of volume today, we do not know that what kind of data being generated, what size of data is being generated every minute, every second, every day. It is humongous. It is very very huge, and at the same time there are a lot of analytics which has been done these days, which were not there in part of the business model before. Because we have a data, we have more analysis to be done, and we have more decisions to be made in any company. So data is very important for those analysis, but at the same time there is a velocity, and the kind of the formats or different kind of data which is also there is also in a huge size. Now putting all together these three, volume, velocity and variety, it has become a big problem to handle these big data when it comes to process or when it comes to the storage for that matter. So we quickly go and have what solutions were made to handle this big data. For solution, there is one of the technologies which we will be taking it today is Hadoop. It is the leading technology. There were people in Yahoo who were working on this technology to develop, and then they developed it, they used it for some time, and then further it was given to Apache Software for licensing, and it has become an open source since then. So we go further friends. We have a concept of, it is always easy to take the computation or an application towards the database for processing, instead of taking data from the database, having it placed in the application and then processing it. So with this concept, we go and see how Hadoop has become so popular in a very smaller span of time. Such big companies like Facebook, sorry, we all know that Facebook these days, or since beginning, how it has improved in getting the data, how it has improved in processing, how it has improved in gaming, in applications, and not many other things. Every day there is huge exabytes of data which is been working on Facebook. There is a company, other companies like Samsung, New York Times, Amazon, the biggest e-commerce website, Groupon, the offers website, Twitter. So these are few of the thousands companies who are using Hadoop, and they are using it efficiently. They are very happy with the performance. So friends, when we talk about how Hadoop functions, it has got two core modules. It is HDFS and MapReduce. Now what HDFS is, we will go quickly one by one. HDFS stands for Hadoop Distributed File System. So as the name suggests, it distributes the file, and that is the system which Hadoop has. Suppose we take an example, we have a server and it has a capacity of 500 gigabytes, and we have got 4 data sets of 170 gigabytes each. You will see the data is the server is not sufficient to handle, or database, the size of database is not sufficient to handle this kind of or volume of data. Neither we can lose this part of data, because any kind of data is important. So the possibility is, if we go and increase the size of the drive from 500 to gigabyte, but problem remains same when it comes to the higher volume of data sets. Tomorrow if I have 2000 gigabytes of data sets, again I will have to increase. So that is a persistent problem, it will keep on happening. So we, understanding this, Hadoop has developed a file system after getting inspiration from the Google file system. Google also has the same distributed file system, and that is how the Hadoop got an idea to use that system in their module. This distributed file system stores the file into a cluster of servers. So basically a bigger file is broken into smaller files and then further sent to different smaller machines to save it differently at their individual locations, like this. Now we have a cluster of server A, server B, server C, server D. We will be keep calling it node hereafter. So these are 4 nodes in one cluster, and these are datas which are being saved in these nodes of a cluster. Now each data set has a replication in other node, not in the same node. We copy a data set and it is being saved in other node. Reason behind it. The reason behind it is, what if a server fails? The processing will stop. So in this model there is a replication factor which we can define while programming. If we define a replication factor of 2, there will be 2 copies of a data set which will be created and will be saved in different nodes, not in same node, so that anytime if a server fails, or if a node fails, or a data set fails, there is no problem, because there is another set of data which is saved in another node, which will be given an instruction to perform that particular action or a process. So that is how it is very reliable. We quickly have the features of FTFS. It is high fault tolerance. It can be deployed on low cost hardware because it is a cluster. You need not to rely on one big machine with the high configuration. You can have an average configured machine or machines in a cluster. It has a seamless access to application. It is directly related to fault tolerance. If the failover process is being taken care of by some other node, your data will be processed in any case. It is very suitable for larger data sets, because in any case the data set has to be broken down into smaller data sets and further to be saved in different nodes. It is easy portable across any hardware, I mean the major hardwares and software platforms. It can integrate with other RDBMS or other applications very easy. We come to the next module, MapReduce. As the term itself specifies 2 different words called map and reduce, and that is how it has been placed. Map is the process where we give a big process to the system. Mapper splits this big process into smaller processes, and then it is given to the nodes for processing. After processing, the result is being collected together, it is grouped together, it is sent to the reducer. Reducer compresses it and sends only the compressed, meaningful, summarized data to the output file. This is the functions of MapReduce. It is a batch query processor, and it can run ad hoc query out of the whole data set. It is very good at that. We will be going and learning it in depth on a practical module. and it has a very good feature of write once. We all know about this feature. So we just wrap up the architecture of MapReduce. It has input data, you can see. It breaks down into two parts, part 1, part n. Mapper takes these uh, processes it, and then it, after collection of the results, it is sent to the reducer. After reducing, it is sent to the output file. So it is an overview. We will be going and in detail, in depth knowledge in the coming sessions. We go further, and to wrap up this overview of Hadoop, we will have a quick illustration that how everything is happening in Hadoop. Suppose this is the input Hadoop distributed file system. The files are distributed into 3 servers or 3 nodes. In this case, it can be any number. Now data has been sent to the mapper. Mapper further distributes it in smaller processes. It is sent to the processing. After processing, sorting, popping, grouping, it has been sent after merging to the reducer. And reducer, after compressing and changing it to the or collecting it or transforming it into the reducing mode module, it is sent to the output file. So that's all about Hadoop overview. It is just an overview. We will be going through in detail in each module. There are a lot of other things which are associated with Hadoop. We will be taking a tour of that. So thank you.